Be the best version of yourself. Blessings, blessings. Sending positive energy out there to everyone that's tuning in live. You are live here on 12 Tribes Temple. All are welcome. Streaming live on Haps app, YouTube, Facebook. Shout out to the Hoodoo Lounge group, Ancient Order and Mystic Brew group, 12 Tribes Temple group. You love the content, rush on over. Join 12 Tribes Temple, baby. Sending y'all that positive energy out there, man. For real. Now you gotta start the morning off right. You know, I did my morning meditation. Give all thanks and praises to the Most High before my feet touch the ground. Feeling good out here. You got to get yourself balanced because you never know what, the day is going to throw at you. But you are in control of how you respond to your day. You never know what's going to happen, but you're in control of how you respond to what happens out here. And that's a key thing that we all need to remember when we wake up and start our day. So, I'm going to jump straight into it. So today after I was doing my routine, watching the news, checking the news out on CNN, and I saw Dave Chappelle come up on there, and he said he's not bowing down to anyone's demand. And let me just get into it. He had a comedy show that came out, a stand-up on Netflix called The Closure. I watched it. I enjoyed it. Did I think it was his best material? It was thought-provoking, but it was what the title was, Closure. There was jokes added in there, but there was a lot of serious content added in there. It wasn't his like most, hysterical content that he ever did, but he was bringing a message. And the message was, at the end, I'm not talking about this anymore unless we're laughing together. And as y'all know, that he made some jokes about the trans community and the gay community, and the community got in an uproar about it, and they want for Netflix to take his show off. You had people that walked out, and I'm curious to how these people walk off their job. Who's paying them to walk off their job and protest against Netflix? Then they was releasing information about how much money the show grossed in May. Now, see, when you start getting into things like that, you start to get toxic and messy. Do people have a right to feel angry about what he said? I'm not in control to tell anyone how they should feel. That's not my message for the day at all. And just to be blunt, I think that there's healthier ways of having a discussion about it. I'm 42 years of age, and what I feel about America in general, I grew up in the early 80s with Eddie Murphy, early Eddie Murphy, Raw, Delirious, all those stand-ups. I mean, Andrew Dice Clay. I know people talk, well, but I say that because back then the world had tougher skin. We had tougher skin. We laughed at jokes. The jokes was dirty. They was very raunchy. Someone might have been borderline racist, but we laugh. And I think, and I'm just talking here, my perspective, America has gotten so far removed from laughing and having a good time and being balanced and relaxed. Everybody in this country is on pins and needles, and this country is starting to resemble like how North Korea and China them are. Like they don't allow comedy over there in their country. They don't allow comedy over there. And it's like everybody complains about everything here in America. Everybody. Dealing with the gay community and the black community is a touchy topic. And I have a real talk with you. It's touchy because in the black community, this was Being gay was not a acceptable characteristic trait or behavior in the black community for generations. And like I said, if you raised up old school, your grandparents didn't agree with that. Your parents didn't agree with it. I grew up in New York where you couldn't even come out the damn house and walk down the street. Now, do I believe anybody should live like that today? No, you shouldn't. But I'm going somewhere with this. I mean, it's cultural with us. And I think that's why the media does they go overboard in TV commercials, constantly showing black gay men in TV commercials and black lesbians because they're trying to break that cultural barrier in our black community that well y'all need to come up to speed and accept this lifestyle and culture. So we're going to keep showing every TV show black gay men. We're going to show lesbian or bisexual women. And they do it to black. You don't see Asians in TV commercials like that are gay and kissing in commercials. You don't see Hispanics like that are gay and lesbian kissing in commercials. You don't even see the white people, this is more acceptable in white culture, kissing and hugging each other like that in TV commercials. So I think that you got to look at the power. I'm going somewhere with this, the power to be. And that's why Dave said he's not backing down because there's a bigger power to be that is pulling the strings and getting everybody in an uproar about this closure show. The powers to be. And the thing is with both sides don't realize is someone's making money off of the drama. The drama. Do I think that Netflix should pull the show? No, because there's a whole bunch of other crazy shit on Netflix that they don't pull. He made some very key key points. And I say this and I'm not anti-gay or anything because I'm just not anti-gay. I got gay friends, I got whatever. If I didn't have gay friends, I still would be anti-gay because that's your business. I don't really care what goes on in your bedroom. I got 3 kids I gotta raise. I don't care what you do. Whatever floats your boat, however you get down. I don't care about the trans community. However they get down. And I'm not saying that to say I'm ignoring you. I'm saying I'm not going out my way to judge you or put you down. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. And I'm talking from a black man in America that knows what it's like, that your hair has to be a certain way on a job. You have to speak a certain way on a job. Because when you walk in, or I know what it feels like when I go places or white people say, oh, you're so well spoken. Well, would you say that to a white male? No, you wouldn't. I know what it feels like to be discriminated against and marginalized. And that's why I'm saying the black community, we know what it feels like. But I think that sometimes, like, Dave brought up a valid point about, like, particularly like when it comes down to, white gays. They can hide the fact they're gay and just be a regular or a lesbian and be a regular white woman or a white man. They could hide that. If they don't want somebody to know, they could pull back and be discreet about it. But when I walk into a room, and obviously you watching this show, you can see I'm a black man. I can't hide that. That's a different type of level of oppression. I walk in a store and somebody not liking me, which I live in South Carolina. I remember going in the subway and I remember in Saluda. And I just got here and I remember it was in a rural area of South Carolina and I asked for directions. I was going to a job interview. And this was in 2007 or 8. And the guy behind the cash register said, you don't belong in here and you don't belong in this town either. Now, me being from New York, I could have easily snatched the gentleman over the counter and put him in 10 chokeholds, but I didn't. I just looked and said, you can keep your little raggedy ass town too. And I say that, like he said, if you fight with a white gay male or a lesbian, whatever, the cops come, that's a hate crime. But if I'm fighting with a black gay male or a black lesbian fighting with another black woman that's straight, cops come, they're not going to sit there and try to decide who's gay or who a lesbian. They're just going to see 2 black people fighting and both of y'all asses going to jail. That's the difference. I don't think they should pull Dave Chappelle's show. Unfortunately, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. There's plenty of comedians that crack jokes. I saw a white comedian do a joke recently, a white male comedian, and it was funny. It was truth. It was funny. But if you grew up in this household, you might not find it so funny. And the joke went like this. I love dating black women because when you go over to their house, you don't have to worry about their father ever being there. This is a white man that said it. Matter of fact, a very famous white comedian on stage. Nobody didn't throw stones at him. Now it was truth to it because a lot of black families are single parent homes. So yes, there was some truth to it, but it was a funny joke, but it was a truthful joke. And I didn't get offended by it. I grew up in a two-parent home. My parents did get a divorce eventually, but I grew up basically in a two-parent home. I didn't get offended by it. I understood the message what he was saying, and there was a lot of truth to that. And I thought about some, you know what? Yeah, but he also didn't tell you the flip side. That chick might have some issues too because there wasn't no daddy in the home either. So you go take that out on a date. But anyway, um, I say that they attacked him, the community, but what no one don't want to discuss is what he said about his friend Daphne. She saw herself as an individual, not as part of this great big tribe that demonized her when she took up for him, and eventually she jumped off the building and committed suicide 6 days later. Now, is that not internet bullying? Is that not internet bullying? What we're talking about with our kids getting bullied and they commit suicide? Isn't that the same thing, bullying? Nobody want to talk about how vicious the community and tribe she's supposed to belong to demonized her to the point that she committed suicide. Nobody not going to discuss the fact that he created a trust fund. What did the community do for Daphne's daughter? They did a trust fund for her daughter. What did the community do? I cannot tell nobody how to feel, but I got to say you got to look at the big picture because we live in an era now where you have groups that are being paid by somebody that's hired to be to try to cancel somebody. That's the big thing now, cancel culture. That's why our sons are growing up to be sissies because we're teaching everybody to be emotional, but not emotionally balanced and stable. There's a difference. The world is not going to bend to your every need and willing. If you're young and you watching this, let me tell you something. And I don't care what your sexuality is, whether you straight, trans, whatever. Let me tell you something. You walk outside that door, the world don't owe you nothing. And you got to learn how to survive in it and get ahead. And one thing the elders taught us in our community, I only can speak for my community, the black community and stuff, that you got to have tough skin. My parents and grandparents survived Jim Crow, the Civil Rights Movement. My mom's 74. You got to have tough skin to survive. There gonna be days somebody's still gonna call you a damn nigger one day. And you just got to learn to go on. I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong. But I live by the motto with don't kill you, make you stronger. But this cancel culture has to stop. And I'm going to tell you something, it's starting to backfire because Americans are getting tired of this ish. It's getting tired of it. Everything you say. Well, so what you trying to say now? We're not supposed to have comedians? Comedians got to stop? They got to get off air? It's gonna backfire because what you're gonna start having, and I'm talking to the gay community right now, what you're gonna start having is you're gonna start having people really start targeting you. They're gonna say, well, maybe I don't want to watch Pose. Maybe that shouldn't be on air. Maybe my kids should have to worry about scrolling through the channel and seeing that. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If we're gonna throw stones at each other all day back and forth, the cancel culture on a whole has to stop. Just not with the gay community, but on a whole, cancel culture to me is heavily anti-American, and it stifles you from growing up and able to think and process and decide for yourself if you like this or if you don't like this. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with it. And I stand with Dave when he says, and not necessarily because of the jokes I stand with, I stand because who are we as society to tell somebody we're going to cancel them? There's plenty of shows we should be taking off air then. I see shows every day that offend me as a black man or make me go, But I don't get on the TV talking about, well, we need to cancel it. We need to cancel that. They got to get canceled. My feelings is hurt. I can't sleep. I'm tossing and turning. I'm not having healthy bowel movements. It got to go. There's plenty of shit we could cancel. Huh? What about Cops? Y'all ever watch the TV show Cop? You remember in the 90s, all they were doing arresting black men on the show? We cancel everything. Dukes of Hazzard. I had a Dukes of Hazzard big wheel growing up in New York. We canceled everything, and my parents didn't watch because they were ignorant. They watched it because it was Southern, and they were Southern. That's why they watched the show. And Bo and Luke had black people in there that they worked with and saved the community. And hooray! Everybody was saved. Where are we going with this? I think Dave has shed light on something in America that most Americans are really tired of. And you got to be careful because the people that always complain about being bullied eventually become the bullies. Just think about that. Think about that. So, moving right along with the show, I just had to get my thoughts off about Dave, you know. Talk about Facebook. Facebook back in the news this morning. Government going 10 toes down on them. Huh? All the hate. Talk about they spewing hate all over the internet. They're trafficking human beings. They're working with North Korea. Of course, January 6th insurrection. All the horrible, they just went down a list. And they having more employees coming in. This is the next big thing since BMF got brought down. All the horrible. And they talking about Mark needs to go as the leader. Will he leave? This is what Donald Trump was talking about, big tech. Big tech in control. But the news and Congress and the Senate is saying they need to break them up. They said that they should have never let Facebook buy Instagram and WhatsApp. See, that's creating a monopoly. And they said they need to break all that up, take away their power. And like I'm telling y'all, and y'all probably say, well, what are you talking about Facebook? Because I have 3 Facebook groups. And what I have noticed in the last 2 months, and if you go into your app store and read the reviews in the app store about Facebook, you will see people are complaining about major technical issues. I think Facebook is on the ropes. They're on the ropes this time. And Waleed, if you watching, I told you this was coming. They're on the ropes. And it's looking pretty bad. They got a black eye right now. And they've never been hit like this before. And people are tired. And then the fact they're being tied to insurrections, working with other groups overseas, dictators and so forth. Boy, you in some trouble. And I guarantee you, if the feds start doing investigation, you might find out Mark been getting money from somewhere else, from other countries overseas. If he had a hand in the elections, remember, we blame Russia. What happened if he's the mole right underneath our nose? I might be painting a crazy picture, but we live in crazy times, huh? What happened if Mark is the mole for all this crazy stuff that we see going on? And we say, well, look, we know it's coming from other countries interfering with our systems over here and everything. Mark might be tied to this. We need to get the feds start to look at his paperwork. Hey, I'm not making it up. The news just mentioned today. I'm just putting the pieces together. Now, I want to talk to y'all about Facebook culture. What do I think about Facebook? And they said this, that Facebook is actually concerned that the older generation is getting bored with it, my generation up, which I think we're getting bored with social media on a whole, to be honest. And I'm about to talk about that. But they say they feel like the younger generation feel like there's not a need for Facebook. That might be true too, because the young generation like TikTok and Instagram. Even Twitter is starting to look like a ghost town. And I have 2 Twitter accounts. By the way, go join 12 Tribes Temple on Twitter. It's a brand new Twitter page that we got. Brand new. And I don't have that many people on there. So, by the way, show some love. And if you like this show, send some hearts and thumbs up too. Or say something. What's your thoughts? If you tuning in right now, what is your thoughts about Facebook, Dave Chappelle? Let's chat. It's morning chat, man. I'm not rushing going anywhere. I'm chilling right now. I'm chilling. So they're worried that the young generation is saying the hell with Facebook. So that's why they're doing all this stuff with targeting hate groups and blah, 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 trying to get more people to come on there. But Facebook culture is becoming strange. And I say this because I'm the head of the Hoodoo Lounge group, right? Very successful group. We got about 7,000 members. Hoodoo Lounge Production. Hoodoo Lounge Production. That's the name of the group. You'll see it when you see the 7,000 members. Anyway, I have the 12 Tribes Temple group too on Facebook. And I'm talking about the culture of because I think social media has gotten to the point where I'm noticing people are very vicious on social media, and especially on Facebook. Like I get people that come into our groups, and I'm like, if you don't like the content, what the hell are you doing in the group? And I'm like, who sits at home? And to me, honestly, I think this is me being a counselor with my master's degree and all. I think this is a form of mental illness to some degree, where you have people going on Facebook and trolling, starting arguments, want to challenge you. These individuals are very lonely sitting at home. To go in someone's group, I just notice people on Facebook, particularly. I don't see it on Twitter so much, but Facebook people are very vicious, very toxic, very mean, disturbed. If you read people posts, I be looking at jobs like y'all reading Facebook, their members posts and seeing their pages, what they're putting up and what they're saying. Very mean, evil stuff that people be saying. You got people on Facebook that go on Facebook pages just to be argumentative. That's toxic. Just to be argumentative. Like I posted a thing about the chicken the other day. Now, you can say what you want about the chicken, but the manager at Walmart agreed the chicken was bad too. He didn't have to agree with me. He agreed on it. He's like, oh, this is bad. Look at this, this, this. He broke it down himself. I worked on a farm. I know what fresh meat look like. I shop. I'm 42 years old. I know what fresh meat look like. I know what the holes look like that feathers come out of. And I say that, I had this one guy like, well, if you worked on a farm, then you would know that those feathers. I'm like, you don't even know me, and you don't even know what I do. I might be on a farm right now, off of you know. That's why maybe I posted a picture because I've been on a farm. But just little stuff like that. Little stuff like that. I think Facebook is out of control in the fact that how Mark let these African over in Africa get in everybody group and spam the hell out of their group with fake posts to take Americans' money. How you let that get out of control where we spending an hour a day deleting spam from Africa, from Nigeria to be particular? Because he don't care about the culture, he cares about right there, almighty dollar. He don't care about American culture. Hell, I think he's an alien. Look at his eyes. He looked like a hybrid alien. If you ask me, that's just my opinion. It's America, free speech. I can say what I want. Don't like it, get off the show. But yeah, I think the culture of Facebook today is very toxic, especially when you see people that's old. Like I had this one girl come on Facebook, right? And she messaged me just last week. This female was freaking jealous of who I was dating and try to get all up in my personal life about who I'm dating and stuff about my ex-wife. She don't even know me at all, yo, at all. Only thing she sees me on this show and she talks to me through Facebook messages sometime, like, as a fan or whatever. And she just start rambling. Now, let me tell you a little backstory about this female. The last time I spoke to her, now she got a boyfriend or a husband that she lived with. And she's like, oh, I'm trying to manifest you because I want you to be my man. This is the creepy stuff you get on Facebook. I'm like, no, I'm taking. So she gets upset. She's slightly overweight, whatever is that. Not the best thing to look at. But she gets upset about my current girlfriend, which is very beautiful, very successful. She's a model and she works for the government. You know, you don't even know this girl at all. You don't even know this woman. And you're gonna bash this woman because A, you couldn't get with me. B, you have low self-esteem, so you targeted somebody that's not even in the community of what our group is about. You go after somebody that's not even on Facebook. You saw a picture of them and you're targeting them. I'm gonna tell you this thing she used. My God told me so. You're laughing at my God. I got spiritual gifts. Well, your spiritual gift should tell you your ass about to get deleted. Did your spiritual gift tell you that? Delete and block. You got people hating on people and their success on Facebook. It's like people sitting at home crying, depressed. So they're going after other people that they don't even know and slandering them, attacking them in groups and everything. And let me tell you something. To be honest, like I prefer streaming and podcasting. That's just me. I'm a mature person. I got a studio set up. That's what I prefer. I do post on Facebook in the group. I got moderators and everybody for that, right? I don't even like posting anymore. It's aggravating. It's time consuming. I post, and this is how people get addicted. Like they were talking about with Facebook. You got people that will post and they have to check back every 15 minutes. They want to see if they post went up. If they got 100 posters, 200 posters, or 1,000 posters. And that's how, think about this. Social media gets you brainwashed like that. We be like, man, only got 5 people responded to this post? Only 5? Next thing you know, you're checking your phone or your computer every 15, 20 minutes. That's 15, 20 minutes. You could be working out. You could be reading a book. You could be doing some schoolwork, getting a degree. You could be doing something productive, spending time with your loved ones. Social media has gotten out of control. If I post now, my motto is I put it out there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you hit like, you hit like. It's out there, but it ain't going nowhere. It's there. And somebody might come back. I done posted stuff and nobody didn't respond. And I come back 3 weeks later and I got 600 likes on it now. Because people are constantly surfing the, social media and they're like, oh, this is an interesting post. And it might not hit in the first 2 days or 3 days. And then you come back and you got 200 something people that done watched it. But I say that like, you shouldn't let yourself get so tied up in the culture of Facebook. Now, I know my moderators. I talk to them personally, over the phone and so forth. I know my admins. Shout out to Miss Erica. Shout out to all my admins and moderators, by the way. And I'm a cool guy. Like if I see people that's in need, especially in the Hoodoo Lounge group, if I see somebody like really in need and they asking for help, I'll message them directly, even though I'm busy making TV shows and working on a movie and all this and that. Like I do take the time out. I'm not a bougie guy. I do take the time out and say, hey, look, I saw you asking on the internet for help. This is what I do. Let's talk. And they say, and a lot of times I get reached out and people like, yo, I need help. And they say you're a reliable person and counseling, spiritual counseling, and just counseling in general. People going through issues, relationship. I say, yeah, it's better if you hurt and experience a depression or something or have health issues, don't be on the internet and trying to get candle work or talk to a damn root doctor. If you're dealing with like emotional trauma, seek help from a real counselor, an educated person that went to school for this, so you can become the best version of yourself. But I say that because I think we let this social media thing get out of control. It's just not Facebook. They just the big boys that's been doing corrupt stuff. But it's just not Facebook. Like they just put out on TikTok the other day, and it's on my 12 Tribes Temple group. I put the article up about videos calling for women, particularly young women, particularly to develop like tics, like to develop tics. And I said, well, that's funny that's doing that because didn't Trump warn us that TikTok was not a good app? And people don't realize when they have these apps and they put all these different features in it, sometimes they affect your brain in different ways. the neurology of your brain in different ways, and it could cause for you to have side effects. Just like if you play certain video games with flashing lights and flickering lights for so long, it could cause for you to have a seizure. Apps could affect you in the same way. Just be mindful of that. And don't get caught up in, oh, only 2 people hit like. Man, look, if they 2 people hit like, who cares? Facebook algorithms is broke. That's the big thing they're in trouble with. They only promoting hate speech, conspiracy theories, and so forth. So when you go live and your live video is not being shown to 7,000 people in your group, they don't know that you're live, or people don't see the book that you, or magazine you was in, don't get upset. Don't get upset, because Facebook should not define your success. Facebook should not define who you are as a person. It's just a social media app. That's it. I believe people need to get back and pick up the phone. I'm about to start developing a text chat line outside of Facebook, where I got like my top people that we like on social media, and we just have something where we just group text and send pictures and this and that. We need to get back to something like that. I don't care about having 100,000 people see what I say. I don't care. I'm content if only 20 people that I actually dialogue with saw what I say. And if they share it with whoever they want to share it with, that's fine too. But I'm not going to be sitting here worrying about algorithm with Facebook. I'm just telling you the culture of Facebook has changed drastically, and it's becoming more toxic than beneficial. And they're right. Young people don't care about Facebook like that. Those that's 18, 15. I remember when Facebook started, and I was young, I was in my 20s. And everybody, teenagers, all like, I gotta get a Facebook page, Facebook that, Facebook this. Well, they were the only ones around. Now you got all these other social media apps, and everybody is big about live video streaming now. So people are like, I want Facebook to keep up with my family. Pick up the goddamn phone and call them. How about that? Y'all could, everything that you're on Facebook for, you can send pictures to each other through text message. That's what I do. I send my cousins pictures of my kids through text message. Not only that, a lot of companies are checking your social media page. See if you say anything crazy, you going out, or if you're a lunatic. And if you don't get that job offer, they might not like you sitting at a party smoking weed and drinking malt liquor. They might not like that pic that you put up, or that video of you twerking and your poom poom hanging out. Your poom poom hanging out. Yeah. They might not like that. See, especially a lot of females, y'all don't think about that. Y'all be all up on the internet with your titties out and your nipples showing and stuff, and then you wonder why you can't get certain jobs. Wonder why you struggling to feed your children. Because you got your poom poom out. You got your plantation feeders showing. Those type of pictures should be sent in a text message on your phone. That should be up on Instagram. If you're a nurse, you should be on Instagram with OnlyFans or fans only page with sex toys when you're in your vagina. Don't you know guys can screenshot that? Duh, and then post it somewhere else. Duh. And unless that's your career, you want to be a porn star, you want to show everybody you can squirt so high and not, lights out and all that stuff, by all means, do you, boo. But if you're a regular person and you need to pay your rent, your mortgage, your car note, raise your kids, you might not want to be on Instagram with sex toys in your vagina and having dudes look at you. Because they're going to screenshot it, pow, and send it to their frat brother. And your frat brother going to send it to his brother. And he going to send that brother going to send it to some other people. And then Uncle Ray going to get it. And who knows where it goes from there. It's going to get around. Now, if that's what you want, do you, boo. Do you. It's just some things we need to think about. I'm drinking pumpkin spice coffee, by the way. Delicious. So now I want to get to the guts of the show. We got all that out the way. Get to the guts of the show. About taking time to heal. Any of y'all out there hurting, going through trauma, feeling lost, confused, don't know which way ups and down? I get it. I trust me, I get it. And sometimes we need a break. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break. Sometimes you need to regroup, but you got to watch. Regroup should be healing. Taking a break should be about healing, getting over, but not lingering in it. And lingering in it, if it's 2, 3 months and you still haven't healed, you're lingering in it now. People say, well, there's no time frame to heal. Yeah, there is. Because you got to get back on that horse of life, the horse of life, and keep it moving. But sometimes we need to take a break. And you got to understand what that look like when you need to take a break. You need to understand what taking a break look like. Like, all right, I'm transparent. I'm gonna be upfront with y'all. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm not gonna sit here and talk in vague terms because that's not who I am. So you see this here, right? My flag, right? Hit transparent time. So people say, well, why did you create 12 Tribes Temple? I get some people ask me that. Some people ask me that. Some. But the group has a meaning. We talk about holistic health, life, eating healthy, spirituality, metaphysical spirituality, and urban prepping, about living out day-to-day life. It has a meaning. And yes, it is a spiritual group too, but sometimes we could be too damn spiritual and we don't know how to survive in the real world. I told y'all that before. I met people when I first created the Hoodoo Lounge group that was all spiritual, so dang spiritual, but they couldn't keep a job. They couldn't keep friends. They couldn't keep a man. And they was actually delusional. I had this one girl, I was real cool with starting off, and I started picking up on it. She was delusional, paranoid, horrible social skills. She was too spiritual for her own good, where she couldn't function in day-to-day society. So y'all know I have the Hoodoo Lounge group, right? And it deals with alternative spirituality, root work, Wicca, voodoo, Santeria, all that stuff. Interesting group, paranormal, all that. And that show's still going on. I'm just not doing these shows. It's just that I moved the Hoodoo Lounge show to another platform. I'm still streaming live on it. And I want to diversify my content. That's why I'm talking about this here. So taking time to heal. And it got to the point before I had my wonderful moderators and admins. I was doing the group by myself mostly. I had moderators, but they just wasn't participating. Now the moderators I got now, man, they on point. The admins I got now, on point. I was doing it all on my own. I was getting stressed out. Then I got people, women coming in the group, not just women, but people coming in the group acting up, spreading a negative energy, they hate in the group. And I became jaded by the group. Like actually, like I was like, ew, I'm tired of the group. Then I'm working on a TV show dealing with it too. And it was like everywhere I would turn around, I was like, hoodoo. Then people messaging me, oh, I need help with this. Then other people messaging me. Then I was doing the Oracle, Tarot card, everything. And I was it was all on me. And one day somebody said to me in the group, yo, Dedrick, you're doing all the posting mostly by yourself. And we appreciate that. But brother, I want to tell you, you're doing an amazing job. But I know it has to be stressful. Y'all guys didn't even see, I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, sending 30 posts out throughout the day, spending hours. You know what that does to your eyes and your mind when you sit there scrolling on the internet trying to find stuff to put in the group for people? Like, I was one of those people. I wanted the group to grow. I wanted to be successful. Then I'm cutting live videos. And I got burned out. Long story short, I just got burned out. I got burned out on the root work. I didn't want to burn candles no more. I stopped reading tarot. I just got burnt out. I became like actually disgusted with the group. Not the people, just the whole methodology of trying to run it. Trying to get the website to look right and everything. I was like, I'm done. I need a break. And if you notice, like in the group, I haven't been posting that much in the last few months, and I turned it over to my admins. And I said, you know what? You need to take care of your Daniel Smith. Hey there. Thank you. I was like, you know what? You need to take care of your spiritual being and yourself. You got to come first. Because the people in the group are just that, people in the group. The first moment you say something they don't like, I'm leaving and I'm going, but they always come back though, right? I see y'all come back. Some of y'all that was hating, and then you come back. Because you realize we pump the best content on Facebook in the groups. We pump the best contents. Look at my admin chart of what our pictures look like, our profile picture. We do it up on it. We're professionals at this. We ain't running Ricky Day. We are the standard. We do real work. We ain't these fake Kurt Franklin looking like root workers out there and stuff that's taking out young women money for $800 and stuff. But I took a break. I had to reevaluate myself. I needed to heal. Well, what did you do to heal? I had some things going on with me. I got back into meditating consistently now, focusing on in my meditation of what I wanted, basically manifesting metaphysics. I got off the net. But while I was doing my healing, I said, I need a platform where I could talk about holistic health, because health is important. Hey, Erica, where health is important. I'm 42 years of age. The older you get, your body's going to start doing different things, some good, some bad. I need a platform where I can talk about day-to-day issues that's affecting our community at large. 12 Tribes Temple. We're a tribe of people. Regardless what tribe we belong to, but we're people. This group brings humanity back. This group allows me to talk about things that really impact us. The Hoodoo Lounge and Ancient Order Mystic Brew Group, those are deep, deep spiritual group. But the topics I talk about today is stuff you can sit down at the table with your kids and talk about. It's the topic you can sit and talk with your homegirls or your homeboys and make you hopefully look at the world differently as a better place. It gives me a platform to share my true intellect on topics, on various topics, without me ashaying it all over the place. I needed a break. I needed to heal. I needed to focus on me and become the best version of me, because there's levels of being the best version of yourself. And what happened was I hit a plateau where I was in the group was like sucking the life force out of me. So what happened was I turned the group over to some degree to the admins. We have meetings, we decide what we're going to put in. But I said, I'm going to create this group called 12 Tribes Temple. And I said, I'm going to go run with it, 10 toes down. I'm going to go ahead and run with it. And it's part of all the other groups. It's on my YouTube channel, Hoodoo Lounge Production. It's another show that's on there. We got a couple other shows. I got another show that I'm about to develop that's going to be aired strictly on YouTube. And it's going to probably be a straight up Oracle card reading show. I still like reading Oracle cards, but it's going to be a straight up Oracle card reading show. And I'm trying to have more fun with it now and not look at it so much as a business. But back to healing. Sometimes you need to take time out to heal. You need to get your health right. You need to get your mind right. You might have to cut certain foods out. Yeah. I don't eat poorly, but I'm talking about if you are eating poorly, you need that time. You need time to take a step back, look at the bigger picture. You can't be front and center all the time. You can't be on all the time. And I was on all the time. When I go out in the street, this is how I look. I was in Staples and I had 4 people run up on me. 2 of them asked for an autograph because they saw me on YouTube, and another one saw me on imd.com. And I don't mind that. I'm not bougie. I'm not no Denzel Washington. I'm an up-and-coming artist. But I'm thankful they even recognized me. I was like, oh, wow. Like, I was sitting there taking care of something at Staples. I was like, that's him. That's the guy that be on the Hoodoo Lounge show. This and that. And I'm like, I tell you, I saw one of he's on the internet for his movie that getting ready to come out. Well, but I'm like, I didn't realize they were talking about me, to be honest. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't even realize they was talking about me. I was so into doing it, and the lady like, oh, can my son take a picture with you? And I was like, picture? Like, Who am I? She's like, you're the guy. I'm like, oh, and my mind's like, click, like they talking about. Yeah, I'll take a picture. Yeah, I'll sign it. Little autograph. Thank you. I appreciate you. But I'm saying I was on all the time, 24 hours. I was on, even while with my girlfriend, I was on. While with my kids, I was on 24 hours. And I'm not saying like I said, this is who I am. I can't turn it off, but I have to have some downtime. And I got a mentor, and I go see him like every now and then, like throughout the month. And the funny story about him is I catch him when I pull up. If I see him outside in his chair meditating, I don't say nothing for like an hour. I just go inside his shop, do what I need to do. So I say that spiritual family because he has to heal. And he's a strong spiritualist. And I watch him meditate like 2, 3 times a day. He don't eat no meats or nothing. You gotta dial it back sometime, but you gotta keep going. See, I don't want y'all young generation to say dial it back, but you don't keep pushing. No, I dial it back and I keep on pushing. But I dial it back to get my strength, but I keep pushing. Remember the key words: keep pushing, keep pushing. There's levels to this. Some of you maxed out way down here, and you don't realize that you got about 1,000 different levels you can hit up there. But there's nothing wrong with healing, taking a break, breathing, walking away from it for a while. And when you come back, you're refreshed. And now look, I'm refreshed. I'm rejuvenated. I look different, brother. Looking good, right? Look at the fresh. Got the fresh twist coming in for my locks, growing my locks back out. And when I took the break, I came back better and stronger. Now I'm manifesting everything that I desire. The next levels of goals, I'm manifesting them. I had to get balance. I was running out. And sometimes you might feel like you're running out. Go outside, get some fresh air, take a vacation. You don't have to be on social media all the time. And I'm just not talking about social media. Whatever's going on in your life, don't let it define you. Don't let it define you. You have to define yourself daily, all the time. You have to know who you are because that might change. It might change who you are, but just make sure you're doing the defining. You're not getting lost in the sauce, as they say. So, look, I'm not going to hold y'all up. Take that time to heal. Whatever's going on, hurt, pain, loss, take that time to heal. Nothing wrong with it. Be strong. Give the Most High your thanks and praises every day and every night. You'll make it through. You'll make it through. And remember, it's just life. And the moment you stop experiencing life is the moment that you're dead. I'm Priest Divine. Please follow my Twitter page if you're on Twitter. We just started one last week. It's 12 Tribes Temple. 12 Tribes Temple on Twitter. Join the Facebook group too, 12 Tribes Temple. We have amazing content. And like I said, I'm not even going to tell you what the group. I know what the group about. It's hard to explain what it's about. Just check the group out, the content. I think that everybody could benefit from a group like this. You're getting holistic life and health. You're getting spirituality. You're getting eating habits, meditation. We're talking about real health. Health here, because health is wealth. Health is wealth. You can't just be burning sage and your arteries are clogged and you dealing with diabetes. You can't be worried about candle work and you might be impotent. You can't be worrying about Wicca and you're battling with anxiety. We touch on this. How to make it through your day. Become the best version. We talk about meditation, healthy morning routines, healthy nighttime habits, sleeping patterns, detoxing your body. This is substance that you need for yourself to make it out here. We are dropping dead left and right in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. You're not going to make it to 50. I don't give a damn what your sexuality is. If you out here and you got clogged artery, look, you about a breath away from a heart attack or death. But join the 12 Tribes Temple group on Facebook. You'll see my picture. Share it with your friends and family and share this content. If you like this show, please give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, whatever you could give us in the chat. Um, and leave a message what you thought about the show. I'm curious when people watch the show, what's your thoughts on the topic? Let's have a conversation. And we got some very exciting opportunities and some exciting shows coming up. I'm gonna have some guest speakers come on and talk about different things. I'm gonna have my admin Moon Spirit come on and as a guest and let her talk about what she do with her garden and some other things that she do that are very, very exciting. Shout out to Moon Spirit, you know. So bless up to all y'all out there. Stay strong, eat healthy, show all true love.